I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing with the whole video thing, but hopefully I can put this on YouTube and put videos of the deer that day and the message he sent me since. The one specific place where I saw the deer, where he sent the doe to me, that is where I found my first gemstone. I found a garnet there. I just kicked over a rock, and there it was, looking like a ruby, shining. It was beautiful. Every time I go there, it seems I get some profound message. One of the last times I was there, I was walking along this little creek, and I passed something moving in the woods, like rustling. So I went to see what it was. I saw it was a hawk. I thought the hawk was stuck on something, and I was like, "Oh, how am I gonna help this hawk get out of whatever he's stuck in here without getting pecked?" So I went over and I tried to assess the situation, and the hawk was there, red-tailed hawk, with a squirrel that he had just killed, or he was trying to kill it. It was still alive. So I stood there, and he wasn't bothered by me one bit. I stood there just watching him and talking to him, and then I moved on after about 10 minutes or so. Then I come back and I check out, and I see wings flapping over me. I'm like, "Oh, is it the hawk up in the tree now?" I look up, it's a barred owl, and this owl is just looking down at me, and he's trying to jockey for that squirrel that the hawk got, but he's not going to get that from that hawk. He wasn't letting that go. So the owl was just looking down at me, and just the most profound. It's a message that you can feel in your very soul. You can't hear it, you can't see it. You can do all those things, but you have to use all 5 of your senses together to open your third eye, your pineal gland, your sixth sense. And I want to talk about that a little bit too. So your sixth sense is something called the pineal gland, your third eye. We think that's where it comes from. It produces like a DMT type thing in your mind, helping you see a different reality, a different, something completely out of this world, the spiritual realm, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't know this, but I guess the Pope has a pine cone on his staff that represents the pineal gland, and because the pineal gland looks like a pine cone. And there's such deep wisdom. All kinds of ancient civilizations have known this was the way to spiritual sight, seeing through this. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, anyone, and I mean anyone, can have a spiritual awakening. It's just we are so lost, and we dig ourselves deeper into the darkness. But there is light in each one of us. There is a thing, I call it the divine wellspring, and it's a endless stream of God's light that He has in each of our souls. And once we learn to tap into that, everything changes. I don't care how bad you think your life is, you will change immediately, and you will change forever, because that will be with you as the greatest tool for finding your purpose and fighting the darkness and just being one with everything in this world. We may ask, why does God, if He's a loving God, why does He allow bad things to happen to us? Now that is a question I always used to ask and wonder. Why would God put us in this place? If we are His chosen people, why would He put us here and have us suffer? Well, suffering is absolutely necessary. First of all, it brings us closer to Jesus. It allows us to overcome. If there was no suffering, if there was no hardship, if life was just everything we wanted, right when we wanted, just the greatest, what good would we be? We would be useless. There is no purpose in getting everything you want when you want it. You know, I hear all these spiritual, because I watch a lot of spiritual stuff now, and you know, like I said, I just kind of follow the rabbit hole into a bunch of that stuff like that. It is incredible what you know, some of the spiritual people think, because a lot of them are grifters, and a lot of them are there to make money off of you, or a lot of them haven't suffered enough to truly understand what awakening really means, or at least enlightenment. You know, we have to suffer tremendously sometimes. Hopefully not you. I mean, but unfortunately, that's how it goes. But not until we suffer will we find our way back to God. Because in the depths of that darkness, that is when you start seeking Him. And not until it's seek and ye shall find. Not until you are down in that darkness, down in the mud, in the void, will you even start looking for that light. And think about the darker it gets, the more even the faintest flicker of a light can be seen. It's truly the greatest miracle I've ever been through. You know, creation is our purpose. Spreading light is our purpose. We have many purposes here. We have many reasons to be here. We are all God, a piece of God, a child of God, and we are here to experience and overcome darkness. That's from the very beginning. God has been fighting or struggling or even dancing with the darkness, whatever, to overcome the darkness. He has used it as his canvas to create this massive, beautiful universe. And that is our purpose, to learn how to do what God does and fight against the darkness and stop the darkness in its tracks and turn the darkness into something beautiful. That's what we're here for. Every single one of us, we all have a different way of doing it. Some of you may be healers, some of you may be guides, like I believe my purpose is. Of course, I could be wrong. We never know. We never know for sure. But every single one of us is here to either spread the darkness or spread the light. And I pray that you, probably if you're watching this, you're one of the ones here to spread the light. And that is an amazing, amazing thing.